We just had my birthday party.
Fourth grade student BJ says he was auctioned off as a slave at school, but it was just an exercise.
All of the African American people go into the front.
He says his teacher, Jessica Boyle, was giving a lesson on the Civil War, so she called up BJ and other black students and pretended to sell them.
It's like, oh my God, I hope the teacher knew what she was doing.
Why is it so uneasy to talk about?
Why is it uneasy? Because I'm an African American, so I could imagine, being in school and basically made fun of in front of everybody.
This was wrong. It wasn't the right thing to do in a classroom environment. But it's not the first inappropriate case in Norfolk schools. Earlier this year, students were forced to write a discipline essay based off a mafia movie. And last year, a guidance counselor handed out pro-life fetus dolls. Another teacher anointed students with holy oil.
Sometimes your teacher isn't always right, and it's lucky enough to have students to know what's wrong.
Parent Merle Rutledge says the same slave auction lesson happened just a month ago in an Ohio school. He was so concerned he mentioned that case to the school board. But BJ's mom says she never expected it to happen at her son's school.
Miss Boyle is a nice teacher, and, I don't know why she did what she did, but...
Dramatic pause for effect. Context of white supremacy. That was a black female speaking in the news clip that you heard. Gus T Renegade here, context of white supremacy. That was a non-white female. I saw the video. I thought she was a black female. And she was saying she didn't know how the teacher did what she did. The system of white supremacy. It is... I guess now it's, at least in my area of the world, it is now Thursday, April 14th, 2011, doing the broadcast to address the context of white supremacy. We will be leaving Blog Talk Radio, I was going to say as soon as possible, but not quite as soon as possible. But in a matter of days, we will be leaving. It's been a strange. It has been a strain the last week or so at Blog Talk Radio. They had a lot of site changes. They had a lot of site changes. I think I voiced my opinion on those on previous programs. I know you all listeners have also voiced their opinion. Pardon that, I had to adjust my microphone. I know listeners have also voiced their opinion on the changes, whether they thought they were of constructive value. I know a lot of people voiced concerns about the download button being removed. It's just been a real hassle over the last week with the changes and speaking with them. The one thing that sticks out to me more than anything, even with all this, number one, I believe I've said repeatedly, I think I was just checking to make sure I've been codified in the 2+ years that we've been on Blog Talk Radio. I think I've said repeatedly, white people permitting. If you think the programs are constructive, you should download. I think I've said that more than 25 times, I think, here in the 2 years that we've been at Blog Talk. And this is why. I know a lot of people, they were disappointed and concerned about the program continuing. I intend to continue. It is going to take some effort to transfer the files so that people will have access to download the material from a different site. But, I believe everyone's intention was to, continue the objective, the assignment, replace white supremacy with justice. I'm fond of quoting Clarence Lucene in his book Pipe Dream Blues, which is about the so-called war on drugs and white supremacy. He has a chapter, and a quote in the chapter that's titled "Promise No Easy Victories," and it just talks about how difficult dealing with these white people is going to be, which we've said repeatedly. So yeah, get that out of the way first. Make sure you're downloading programs. I don't know. They said, the white people said that we should have several days, 4 or 5 days to, download content and all that good stuff. So I wouldn't dally. If you think there are constructive programs that you would like to have, I would go ahead and download them immediately, as soon as possible. Not now, but right now. I would download them, save them on something that does not have moving parts. If you think it's constructive, put them on a disk. I would upload them on a couple sites as well. I think that's also a good backup if you have it, stored someplace on a hard file someplace, and then you can also upload it to a site. I also think that's constructive. But, I would be downloading programs. I was a little behind myself, but I have been catching up nicely. I spent a nice chunk of the afternoon just downloading programs that I missed or didn't have in, or just, wanted to make sure I had. So I would definitely say download the programs and any programs at Blog Talk Radio that you think are constructive. If you need help, again, the link for the individual episode, if you put .mp3 at the end of the link for the specific episode, if you do that, .mp3, press enter, you'll be able to download it. iTunes, obviously, that works. I've been told you can also use the RSS feed, and you can download them that way. I haven't tried that, so I might not be the best person to walk you through that process, but I have been told that also works. There are sites that are independent of Blog Talk Radio where the programs are also loaded that you can download. Some of those sites won't function after we leave Blog Talk Radio because they are getting the content just third party from Blog Talk, so if it's not here, they won't have it either. Some of those sites are not that way. Some of those sites, it's been uploaded or what have you, and they have it independently, so some sites you will be able to continue downloading. Again, I would, highly encourage, if it's anyone specifically that you like, Mr. Fuller, I would try and go through and download all 11 of those. Make sure you got them. Dr. Welsing, download all 8 of those. Umar Abdullah John, really anybody that you think is constructive. Definitely the broadcast where Tim Wise admits to being a racist, February 2010. The broadcast, the pseudoscientific bullshit, that was a couple. You want to get you probably want to get all those. I would say it would be better to be safe than sorry. I know the first time white people kicked the cows off the air, I left and I didn't have any of the programs. I mean, you talk about counter-racist failure. Not a one. The only reason that I even have 2 of those original programs is because other people had recorded it and downloaded it and all that, and they were able to share with me after we were booted off. But yeah, I mean, that was just a total F all the way around. Didn't have any programs. I mean, that's just embarrassing. Like, you don't even have samples of your work. Anyway, that will not be the case this time. Anyway, it was also really bad in that it took about, I'm trying to think, we got kicked off the air in December of 2007. The program didn't come back on until February 2009. So it took about a little over a year to get back on the air. I don't think that's going to be the case this time. Hopefully, if the broadcast has been constructive and people listening from all over the world, if you think it's constructive, I would definitely appreciate assistance in just transitioning. And what I would like specifically, I'll think out loud for what I would like. I definitely want my own web page. I have other people, 818 and 818 Hakima and other victims made great suggestions, and in fact 818 set up a whole page on a different site that does podcast streaming and is pretty similar to Blog Talk Radio. People can call in and all that good stuff. So there are options. That's why I said I'm not really, the program will be continuing. That's least of my worries. I just want to make the transition as smooth as possible so we can be as white about this as possible and getting moved to a new website, better website, and just not having all these problems. Like I said, I'm really, and I told the people at Blog Talk Radio, I've been very disappointed with the service that I've received here, especially since I began paying them money. That's another thing I want people to keep in mind. I wasn't, just hanging out here, not paying anything. I paid a year in advance to be at Blog Talk Radio. They should be refunding that payment prorated. I'll update and make sure that has happened. But, just, to be paying to be on a site and bringing a lot of traffic. I felt like I brought a lot of traffic to Blog Talk Radio, and, people listening to this show ended up making their own programs and what have you. I felt like we did a lot, to bring traffic to their site and to just be treated, in my opinion, not be treated well, to just have a lot of problems with the site, links not working correctly, which you all, have wrote in before and I've informed them about. Long list. At any rate, the white people at Blog Talk at my said I couldn't. They said I couldn't say anything untrue or awful statements about them. I don't know what awful statements are. I'm all about making sure what we're saying is accurate and truthful to the best of my ability. So they decided that it would be best for us to sever our agreement immediately. As I said, I think they refunded the payment, and it should be a couple days before we leave. Getting back to what I would like with the website, I would like the site. I would like it obviously to have streaming content, so I can do the program from the website. I would like it. I don't need a chat. I spoke with Back of the Bus and Mr. Williams today about that, and I think we're sticking with the C.O.W.S tradition of having no chat room. I don't think that's constructive. So the streaming content, I would like people to be able to call in and to download the content. Or to just go to the site and listen live. I think that would be constructive. So if people don't, have the means to call in or they don't want to call in, I think that would be constructive. I would like to have all of the content, all of the archives for the programs that have been done here at Blog Talk Radio and everything that is done after. Muted. Oh no! I think I hit my mute button by accident. I hope I haven't been muted there. That's terrible. I hope I'll back up I was going over my list of things that I think would be constructive to have on the web page, the new website for the program. I think it would be very constructive, obviously, streaming content from the web and the ability to download the content. I think that would be constructive. No chat room. Obvious reasons. Didn't have it here. I don't want it there. Let's see. What else? Oh, I was saying I think it would be very constructive to have the alerts. I thought that was something that was really a great feature at Blog Talk Radio. The phone alerts, text alerts, email alerts. I think that's really constructive to have that that feature, just so people know. I feel like we've done a lot of spontaneous programs here at Blog Talk, and I think it's helpful so people know when a program is going to be on, if it's not a lot of notice, if it's something that, comes together quickly. I think that's really helpful. It's been my experience. People do listen to those updates. They look for them when they don't get them. They've let me know about it. So I think that would be constructive to have. It would be good if you could also have, if the website could also have the ability to blog. I think that would be constructive. That's a feature that they removed here at Blog Talk Radio, but that would be good. Like that way, I could write on the site as well as do the program. I definitely would like it to have great artwork. Oh man, I got to make sure I get in the banner. They said that the banner was offensive. The banner that was here at Blog Talk Radio, and not the old banner. I got a brand new banner. The black female, extremely talented black female who did the graphics for the program. She did the graphic with the victim, Frederick Germain Carter, where he has where the Confederate flag is in the background. She did that graphic that you're looking at right now. She did that graphic. She did the graphic with all of the white people and the world in their hands. She did she did the logo for the program for the cow. She did that. It's on my Facebook page. She did that logo too. Very talented, but she did an incredible banner. And I'm not just saying that because I really liked the banner that I had on the page. The one, it had the problem is white people, and it had Coco and Tim Wise and everybody. I really liked that one because I made it. Well, one, I thought it was constructive, but two, I made it. And I've never had, a lot of artistic ability, zero, really. I've never had artistic talent, and I can't even draw a straight line, but I was really proud that I was able to make that banner. So it kind of hurt me to take it down, but deep down I knew I was taking down a banner that was okay and putting up a much better banner that had the same. She did an incredible job. She did such a great job. I think that did play a role in the program not being on Blog Talk Radio anymore. Again, the white people reported that it was offensive and that they got complaints. I thought it was great. I think it's extremely constructive, and I look forward. That's one of the big things. I want my own webpage for the program. I think Justice and I, the work we're attempting to do, I think it would improve dramatically. Being on a quality website of our own, where we didn't have to deal with, didn't have to deal with all this. So, that is definitely something I'm looking forward to, having that banner on our own site and all of the artwork. Several folks had commented about the artwork and they missed seeing it on the page. And again, like I said, I have never had artistic ability, and I never did anything artistic, and I didn't really think how much a part of the program the artwork has become. So people obviously, they commented that they missed it and all that. I have all of the images saved that I've used with the program, so hopefully all of that will be transferred. And again, I don't really know anything about websites. Again, double whammy, victim of racism, white supremacy. So anyone out there, if you are a listener, if you have expertise, and it doesn't have to be, I'm not even saying, when I say this, I'm not saying, build me a website. What I'm saying is, if you have the information, if you can at least, share expertise in terms of telling me things that I should know, going about the process of getting this done, even if it's information about, this might be a site you can use in the meantime while you're getting the website set up, or I at least am informed about this. I have no interest or ability to build a website for you, but this is something I'm informed about, so I can give you information to help you along the way. The streaming, that would be good too. Getting the content. I think someone contacted me within the last week and let me know that they either were in the process of downloading all the programs, or that they had downloaded all of the programs to date and they were putting them in a server so they would be available online. If that is true, I will update. We should have a broadcast, white people permitting. We should have a broadcast on Thursday here at Blog Talk Radio. And if that is true, I will try to get confirmation before that program, and then I can let you all know, because I think some people, they would I think they would be pleased to know that the programs have been downloaded to date and are available on a site separate from Blog Talk Radio for download or what have you. I think a lot of people would be pleased to know that, myself included. So I'll update that next program. Let's see, is there anything else I would like on the page? I'm going to have to think about that. As I said, I'm not really the best person. I'm not really well informed about web pages, but I have to think about other things I would like for the page to have. Links, obviously. Let's see, what else would I like it to have? I'll think about that. I'll take the next couple of days and think about other things. And if the folks that are out there, if anyone is listening and you know about websites, you know about getting streaming content onto a site, or if you know other people who do, that would be helpful. Like I said, I'd like to make the transition as seamless as possible, and I have every intention of remaining on the grind. We've been through this before. I kind of feel like with counter-racism, problems that you have already encountered, a part of codification is efficiency. You should be better at solving those problems the second time around. Let's see. One way that I am compensating the non-white people, white people at Blog Talk Radio, they refunded my payment. I believe, I haven't checked. I think they did refund my payment for the year, so I don't have all the features of a premium account. So I can't do a 2-hour program. However, I can do an hour and a half. This program, all of the programs that are scheduled for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they're all scheduled for 2 hours, so that, white people permitting, they should be like normal. For this broadcast, if you are interested in calling in to chat, you should call right now. The number is 347-215-6071, and I can get your line. I also have my free HD line open. I still have that account from back in the day, and folks can call in there as well. I don't really want to hang out very long because it's late, and I actually am tired. I have not been taking the best care of myself of late, which I have addressed, and I'm attempting to do better about. I think that's an integral aspect of counter-racism is doing the best you can to take care of yourself. And I definitely want to make sure that I'm getting more rest. I have a lot of work to do. And I want people to know, people have emailed and writing on my Facebook page and all that. And thank you for the support and concern. I am fine. Justice is fine. We've been through this before, or at least I have been through this before. Justice has not, but I've been through this before, getting the program kicked off of a site. Been there, done that. Just trying to compensate and just keep it pushing. I definitely think the program, we're over 250,000 listens just at this site alone. We're syndicated. I feel like we should have more than enough help to keep it moving without much of a hiccup. I feel very confident that I will get the help. I'm definitely not going to tell you to bank on that in a system of white supremacy, but I believe that enough people have listened in and have voiced that they think what's happening here is constructive, and I want to see that continue, and I think we'll get the help needed to make that happen. So I am not more than anything, I am aggravated, as always, with the system of white supremacy, which I think this is just another illustration of what we've been talking about from day one at Blog Talk Radio. And, it's just with swine. Non-Mighty Wick referenced it before. It's just, just more problems, which is white supremacy, more problems, and just having to compensate for things that happen, mistreatment. That's every day under racism, white supremacy. That's what this is about. the live feed is about to go out in about 60 seconds. But again, you can call in right now, 347-215-6071. And yeah, I can get you on to chat. I know that I don't know this. What line should I call to keep? You can call 347-215-6071 or yeah, you can dial that. That should work. 347-215-6071. Skype should work. You can use your Skype to dial in the people that are listening. I'll see if I can do it really quick. You have 60 seconds, so if you're listening, you should do it quickly. If you don't think you can do it quickly, I'll add the someone just hit me on my Skype, so I'll add them on my line. Just give me 1 second. Alrighty. If you mute your line, please. You're on. Just if you can mute your line so I don't have the background noise. Okay. I think we're good. Yeah, with regards to the program, yeah, I'm not really wigging out. You know, it is what it is. This is what should be expected, unfortunately, under the system of racism, white supremacy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the shows for this weekend. Adrian Hart, she should be joining us live from the UK. Watoto from the Nile, they should be on the program this Sunday. Female group, they did the song Letter to Lil Wayne. They got almost a million listens on YouTube. And they're, I think at least one or two of them, they're younger than Justice. Yeah, that should be real fun to have. I know Justice was really excited to have people on the program that are closer to her age. So yeah, that'll be this Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, and 2 p.m. Pacific this Sunday, white people permitting, of course. And Saturday, Healing Herbs by Renee. I don't even remember the gentleman who made the suggestion, but she was. It was a gentleman. He called in during the program that we had on white supremacy and hair, and he mentioned her website and her products, and he said that he felt she had a lot of constructive information that would help people heal with their hair that are trying to get away from the chemicals and all that stuff. She'll be on the program Saturday, so that should be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Here. And again, you know, download the programs. I would advise doing it as soon as possible because, you know, you just can't tell. You just can't tell. You just can't tell. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, everything got deleted beforehand. We're supposed to have, I think, at least 5 days, perhaps more than that. But like I said, I would go ahead and download as soon as possible anything that you think is constructive. Let's see, other information that I definitely want to make sure I get out. If I were you all, I would, you know, voice your concerns. I don't know how much time and energy I would invest in writing to complain with the people at Blogtalk. I don't know. I just don't know if that's a constructive investment of time. I know people are, you know, frustrated or what have you, but I just don't know if that's a constructive investment of time. I might be wrong. Maybe it is. You know, think on it, come to your own conclusions. But I don't know. I would, you know, I guess you could write, you could let people know how you feel about Blog Talk Radio and their services. You know, how you feel as a listener. If you feel like they're responsive to you as a listener, if they're doing things to make the site easier for you to utilize. If you think they're doing things to improve your listening experience, you know, you can just let people know how you feel about that. Yeah, I would probably be saying I would probably be a lot more explicit about things, but I don't want to say things that might upset the white people here and you know, encourage them to delete things before people have had an opportunity to download content. So I'm trying to, be just be codified in what I'm saying and being true. I don't think I've said anything that is inaccurate. If I have, I would love it if the Blog Talk Radio folks could, let me know if I've said anything that's not true or if I've distorted anything. I told them today I wanted them actually to come on the program to explain. I did say that because I felt, you all were clients. I was given money to be here, and you all listen, you support their efforts, their commercials and all the advertising on their site. I'm sure they want listeners here, paying attention to their content. I felt like, hey, responsive to listeners and answering questions, hearing feedback from folks, getting that directly from the folks who use their site. They were not willing or interested to do that, but I did want people to know that I did make that request. And they said no, they weren't really interested in that. No surprise. I wish I had a recording of the conversation. I really do. I thought it was very revealing in many ways when I spoke with the white woman at Blog Talk Radio. And I just want to be clear, when we did have our discussion, it ended. They were supposed to be contacting me to solve problems. There were a lot of problems that I was experiencing here at Blog Talk Radio. Even after the changes were supposed to be good and everything was supposed to be corrected, I was still having problems with the description. I have screenshots. I mean, Blog Talk, I guess the white people could say that I'm talking bad about them, but I mean, I got evidence. I got photographs. Their site was not working correctly, and I had addressed this repeatedly with them. And when the phone conversation ended, they were supposed to be fixing these problems and getting back to me with information about fixing these problems, and that's not what happened. They got back to me and just said, we're removing your site and deleting your account in 5 days. What have we talked about consistently, and what does it say at the top of the page, or what it say at the top of the page? The problem is white people. That also became an issue, and I want to let listeners know, if you want to say that out publicly, if you want to use that phrase, if you really want to be codified about it, that is a direct quote from a white person. So anyone, if you're using that phrase and someone tries to get at you, hey, that is a direct, and I said this when I spoke with them today, that is a direct quote, not from Gus T Renegade. That is a direct quote from Dr. Robert Jensen, author of The Heart of Whiteness. If you go back, and I mean, you got to go way back in the archives. He was one of the first 5 guests that we had on the program when we started here at Blog Talk Radio. In fact, and I told her this today, he was the first guest that I had featured on Blog Talk Radio when we started out, and he said on that program, it's a direct quote from his book, page 92, The Heart of Whiteness, the problem is white people. So anyone, if you're using that phrase, which I encourage because it's truthful, I don't say that to antagonize white people or to try to be hateful or anything like that. I say it because unfortunately it's true, and even white people acknowledge, yep, that's about the size of it. So, people can take that however they want to. As I said, non-white people, if you're listening and you use that phrase, you want to use that phrase, and someone might give you some lip about it, or a white person, Dr. Robert Jensen, and then you can ask them, now a white person saying that, what do you have to say about a white person making that statement, that the problem is white people, and see what they say. See what they say. Yeah, make sure you don't quote Gus T Renegade when you say that. Quote Dr. Robert Jensen, white man, University of Texas, Austin. Quote him. Let's see. Other than that, let's see. We will not be back Thursday. When I say we'll be back tomorrow, I'm saying Friday. It's already Thursday the 14th, so we'll be back on Friday. That's when the program with Adrian Hart, and he's in the UK, so that program is going to be earlier than our normal broadcast time. The broadcast should be, I believe it's 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, and 11 a.m. Pacific on Friday, April 15th, Adrian Hart, which should be a really interesting broadcast, white people permitting, because he's in the UK and he's done all this research. I think he has a book out even on children being racist. And he takes the position that that's not possible. Children aren't racist. It's a bunch of rubbish. The people who are making these reports and saying that children are racist. And I read his email. He scoffed. He said he didn't want to come on the program and we were homophobic and all this other stuff. And then he finally agreed. So that's Friday. I am definitely looking forward to it. I hope Justice will be a participant. I'm not sure if he's, accustomed to speaking to less confused non-white children. Real eager to see how that will go down. But yeah, that'll be Friday. Let me see. Anything else? There are people that called in, but nobody has a hand up, and I'm nervous because I don't want people to get on and be talking bad about the Blog Talk folks. And I want to be clear. The reason I don't want that is because I know that some people they might want to download programs, and I want to try to do everything that I can to give them an opportunity to do that because I think that would be constructive. So I want to be as codified as possible with what I say about Blog Talk Radio. Other than the fact that we are leaving, they are moving us off their site in a matter of days. So that said, download. See, anything else do I need to get in? I know from the last and context, I said that definitely. I said that to Mr. Williams today. Context, even at this late date, right? We've been doing the context of white supremacy. We've been, oh my Lord, on the air doing programs since October of 2007. I'm tired just thinking. I'm tired just thinking about it. We've been doing this since October 2007. Back of the Bus and Gus. Even at this late date and all the programs encroaching on 400 programs, you still think, is it racism? This white president, what's going on? I'll still have that. Well, maybe it's not. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'm glad in this situation, the context of all the changes and the problems that listeners were having, and, people can, I know a lot of people who have been listening to the cows, in particular people who were struggling with the changes that were made at Blog Talk Radio. This is no surprise. And really, people who've been listening, who've heard me say repeatedly, I remember when Alexis K. Tyler and her program got kicked off. They deleted it. I remember that. I remember Scotty Reed at Blog Talk Radio, and he had said he had difficulties, and, I had already heard stories. I was informed, and we had been kicked off before. So I hope this, illustrates, as long as we're in a system of white supremacy, white people can pretty much do what they want. Unfortunate though it may be, that is fact. And I think the quickest way to go about changing that is, number one, acknowledging that is true, and then you adjust everything to that truth, and then you go about the business of correcting that. I think that's what we need. And I think a big part of the reason why we haven't corrected this problem is that we have not done that. We really have a problem being truthful. Loyal investor and guest, Jay Abrams, she was on the program, I was speaking with her earlier, and she said, no accidents, no coincidences. I said that more than 100 times on this program, and our recent guest, Mr. Eric K. Grimes, definitely download that one, said the same thing in his book, no coincidences, no accidents. The last broadcast that we did, I believe Mr. Nasheed was on the program. He's doing a documentary film, Hidden Colors, which is coming out today in select cities. I believe L.A., Georgia, the release date this weekend. Some places coming out today. But yeah, we were on that program, and I believe it was a non-white listener, and he was saying, white people, they're not superior, and we just don't need to think of them as such. And, I don't say white people are superior. I'm very clear about saying white people are just in a position of dominance, in a position of supremacy, unfortunately. And what that means, just we decide what's going to happen. We are in charge. We dominate all areas of people activity, and we really got to be truthful about that. They can, make that decision any day. They can make that decision today with the internet. I think that just happened in a part of the world where they decided to turn internet access off to a particular region. That's what white supremacy means. And that's why we should be working as hard as we possibly can to correct this system, because it's just going to be more of the same. We should just be tired of this happening. Every time non-white people try and do something constructive and we should be tired. We should all be tired, and we should all say, you know what, we've had it. We've absolutely had it. Let's really get our act together and do everything we can, everything we possibly can, use as much of our time, energy, resources, understanding as possible to annihilate this system as soon as possible, because it's just going to be more of this. We'll just be going on and on and on about how something else that black people tried to do of constructive value, something else that non-white people tried to do of constructive value, just got ruined, changed, sabotaged. We'll just... Our great-grandchildren will be doing this. Justice's grandchildren will be going through this. And that's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, and we should really be trying to correct this. Because it's just going to be more of this as long as white supremacy exists. So, with that, let me make sure I don't have anything else I want to get out. Facebook, I guess. Subscribe. All of those times that subscribe was in the links for the program. Now I have a nice email database for people who've been listening. So if you definitely want to make sure that you're in contact, that I can get in touch with you and you can get updates on the